Hey guys, welcome to Home Built and the land of never-ending bodywork. But besides this week I thought I would tackle painting that rocker cover. Okay, so as you guys would have seen last week, I tidied up the block and the sump and got that all ready to go. This week, the plan is to tackle this rocker cover and doing something I haven't done before, which is using the wrinkle paint. But before I do that, I think I'll get a first layer of body filler back on the car, work away at it. I'll get there eventually. All right, now I'm going to start hooking in and cleaning up this rocker cover. And for starters, there's old gasket on here and stuff, so I've got my razor blade out. I'm just going to clean it all up and then degrease it, get it all nice and tidy, and get it ready to paint. All right, I've spent a fair bit of time now just cleaning this up, getting it back to a reasonable state. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'm going to clean it up again before I actually paint it. I spent a fair bit of time sanding back this logo on the top because I want to have that showing through nice and shiny when I'm done. So it does have a bunch of pits in it. The aluminium is quite old. It's not going to be perfect, but it should stand out against the black that I'm going to paint it. So now it's time to take it in the booth, start to do the final cleanup and start masking it ready for paint. Okay, I thought I'd share a quick tip with you guys from panel shops I've worked at in the past. If you're going to use wax and grease remover, obviously you're painting stuff, you've got to clean it up. Often the initial way you do it, you sort of have one damp rag, one dry rag, go through with that. These things are great. Just go down to your local hardware store, get these pump spray bottles, and then you can just spray it on and use one rag and wipe it off. It's much better, quicker, easier way to do it, and it's just it's a simple, I think I paid $8 for this or something. So little tip. Anyway, I'm almost done cleaning this up and getting it ready. I'm just going to start masking it up now, and then I hope I can paint it. So I've cleaned this all up and I've gone through and masked this up. So the oil fill hole I just taped up and cut around the edge. The breather just taped it up. And then these extra holes, I just found some odd screws that fit nicely into the hole to mask that up. And same with these. I had some roofing screws around, so I just, they're just a nice fit for the hole. So I just chuck some roofing screws in there, some metalwork screws, and we are ready to roll. So let's go and get some paint. All right, so we're all masked up, ready to go, and I've got myself a can of this wrinkle finish paint that I'm going to use. I haven't used it before, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes, but they call for 3 heavy coats, and then and then apparently as it dries it starts to wrinkle up. So I'm keen to see what the finish looks like, so let's start painting. Well, that's the first coat on, and it doesn't look wrinkly, but it looks really nice. It looks really neat in a nice, smooth, shiny black, but let's leave it for about 5-10 minutes to flash off, and then coat 2 and 3, and we'll see how it looks after it dries. All right, well, it has been overnight, and now it's time to go and have a look and see what this wrinkle coat looks like. I haven't actually seen it yet this morning, so let's have a look. Turn the light on. All right, so it's looking nice and wrinkly. I think that looks pretty good. Got to try and pull these screws and stuff out and just see what we've got left. Let's see if I can get one out. Oh, nicely masked and nicely wrinkled screws. That worked quite well. All right, time to unmask it and see if we can get this logo looking a bit nice again. Alright, so now I've masked out the logo just so that I don't damage the paint that's on here. Hopefully this will not pick the paint up and peel it off. It feels like it's pretty robust, it's pretty solid now. Even though it's really cold at the moment. It was really cold last night. It's currently about 3 degrees, so just above freezing, so it's really cold. But I'm going to get in with a razor blade first, and I'm going to scrape off what paint I can get off with the razor blade, and then I'll go through and sand it, and hopefully she should be good. I had to bring it out here to get a better perspective, sort of a bit better looking in this light, but that is looking really good. I am happy with that. So that means it's time to get back to some bodywork, and I'm gonna get this finished. Gonna get the bodywork finished. Ah! I've been working on this body for a while and going backwards and forwards, and a couple of you have mentioned, and I am starting to realise I'm just going a little bit too light on putting on the filler because I'm sanding it off every time, and all of these shiny spots are high spots, and you can actually feel them in the when you run your hand along. So what I've got to do is a lot of these spots I'm going to have to go on and put a thicker skim on, and hopefully then I can just sand it flat, and as soon as I start seeing any metal at all, stop, you're done, that's it. So really this has taken a lot longer than it should have because I've been creeping up to it when I should have just piled on, sand it off and get it right. Okay, I should have known better with the bodywork. I've been chasing my tail for a couple of weeks now, and finally when I sort of stop and think and remember what I did before, and basically what I've done is gone back and laid it on thicker and then sanded off, and in one shot I'm so much closer to done than I was with weeks of going backwards and forwards and putting a little bit on because I didn't want to sand too much, and not the way to do it because I kept getting in these high spots. So when you actually got down to it and actually got feeling it, all of those shiny spots were high spots, and it was just messy and just not good. And now after 1 or 2 applications, suddenly I'm almost done. No, I'm not done, not completely, but it's right there. It's getting really close. So next week, hopefully, I can get into something a bit more exciting. But I've run out of time again today. So again, that must mean it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, in 1980, Paul Newman stepped up and took over driving the Bob Sharp Racing 240Z in the IMSA GTU race series. He managed 2 podium finishes that season. For the 1981 season, a brand new race car was built to compete in the IMSA GTX class. It was a highly modified 300ZX with a twin-turbo 4.5-litre V8 that produced 700 horsepower. Despite its massive power, it could not compete with the Porsche 935s and Lola T600s. It also suffered reliability issues, and Newman only managed a best finish of 6th in the season.
All right, and today we've got another episode of Mail Time, and I've got a letter that just came in this morning from Goodsbury Hill in Perth, Western Australia. Hi Jeff, my name is Dave. I live in Perth, and I also have a 76 911 which I restored, and a Superbug waiting in the wings. I must apologise for the handwriting and possible bad spelling. That sounds like me. I've been watching you put bog in with those steel blade and just had to send you one of the plastic thingos because they'll flex. They're great on your compound curves and also bring your hand closer to the work, which lets you leave more filler where you need it in the middle of the repair and feather your edges to nothing, less sanding. I got these at Auto One, but Super Cheap have a yellow one that is more flexible, which I prefer. My trade 100 years ago was panel beating. Hope this helps, mate. Love your vids and Mrs. Jeff's outtakes. Maybe edit a bunch of them together. Could be fun. Cheers, Dave. He's even got directions. Hold like this. Got fingers on the back, got finger marks on the back, and thumb on the other side. So obviously hold like that. Squish a curve into it. Thank you very much, Dave. These will actually be quite handy, I think. Just that bit more flexible than the metal blades I've been using. We'll definitely see, because as you have seen today, I've been struggling away with this bodywork. Anyway, if you want to send something to Mail Time, something to go up my wall or whatever, you can send it to Home Built by Jeff, PO Box 1520, Bowral, New South Wales 2576, Australia. All right, that's another week done, and I'm really happy with how that rocker cover came out. It looks great, nice wrinkle finish. First time I've done that, and I'm really happy. I wish I was happier with my my body feeler work, but I think I've finally realised what I was doing wrong, and I should have known. I've done it before, and it was just a long time since I did it on the 911, and that came out pretty good. I need to put it on thicker and just take my time and get it done in one hit, and as soon as you rub through it all, just stop and go again, another layer. So in any case, we are getting there. I know I keep saying this, but we are getting there. So as always, if you want to help the channel out, head down and you can get some of these hoodies, probably a lot less dusty than this one. And you can also please like and subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, the same place. See you guys.
Pull sharp. Tired already. I'm whispering to myself like a crazy person. Bloody hell! 700 horsepower. Do not put that in.